It's possible to have your own money. It's possible to be a boss lady. But invoice for 1 million. I'm like, these girls don't know what they are capable of. I'm traumatized because this person is making me go through the worst. Not that I've done anything wrong. I was in tears. Remember now I'm crying in front of my staff. They've lost confidence in me. Because one thing about me, I will move.
Yeah, sure.
Very fast.
Welcome to the Ins podcast.
Thank you for the interview.
Hamba Nkanyezi, Menzi. Hey, ne crew. Manje ngikwazi kubabiza bonke one by one so gcina sesimosha isikhathi. Otherwise, this is Londy Mazwide. Elamnamfu ngilibize na podcast noma?
Yeah, let's just flow.
Hey,
kodwa wazolebebuza ukuthi
iqhamuka igama lamnamfu.
Time Mazwide.
Angeke ngikwazi, I don't think kuyafana. Zothi nje 20 minutes in sengibuyela komnamfu.
Okay.
Yeah. Hamba kanjani business?
So.
Are we picking up no?
Yeah.
What's injani market we analyze currently?
For me, government market is quite good. Government is more, it's more money, more numbers. The weddings and people are still trying to pick their feet up.
Oh.
They don't have big budgets to spend.
You think so?
Yeah. COVID taught us to celebrate small.
Yeah.
I think, personally. So people are cutting corners. Why would I hire Londy when there's upcoming event stylist? And I've accepted.
Correct. The wrong look.
For me, business is about changing people's lives.
Yeah, yazi ngibuziswa yini nje bangibuza ukuthi ku right and go wrong when clients go for a sort of kind of cheaper alternative. Nakuthina kuyenzeka uthola ukuthi bazothi Nkanyezi siyabiza and then they go try to find a cheaper photograph. Then bashayile flop. Babuye bazo complain. Sometimes they told me ngungcono because they can reshoot, yabo. But with deco, mabefaka
you can, yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
One thing about events or the industry that I'm in, people copy.
Hey, plus ngingabona Instagram
Yeah.
deco yakhe emnyama.
Yeah, people copy and people are not creative. It's for me, I just don't wake up and saying Nkanyezi deco. So it starts from designing a logo to designing stationery to designing flowers, So there's a lot of work involved.
Yeah.
So the cheaper it is, the quality is compromised. So when you're getting married, you only get married. We hope you get married once. So you want to make it look, yes, you want to make it look good. So it's a personal choice whether you go cheap or you go luxury.
Mabelo kunja, kopela. What do you do? How do you feel? Can you do anything in fact about it? The setup.
Okay, so there was a client I remember that I had started designing their wedding, but they had not paid, but they promised. I know, so Koka. I started doing the logo, the invitations and everything. Now, on the final, then they ended up going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Then when I saw the wedding, when I saw the event, it had everything that I had done, from the concept to the flowers, to the plates, to the cutlery, the details, because Andimahle, we're big on detail.
Yeah.
But deep inside in my heart, I had to say to myself, if I'm angry, what is actually making me angry? Because I know who I am.
Yeah.
And I know what I do, as much as it looks like my vision, but it's not exactly my vision. So people have a freedom of choice, Just like now,
it's business. You can't say.
But you can't be suing each and every person.
Okay, magapateli planning the concept. Conceptualization your project because if now got that, maybe if you can sometimes abantu
people have drama,
but I think mas ngakwazi kodwa you can't just plan nje umuntu
So in Ami, it was someone I knew. So I was comfortable to start with the wedding. I create a group, a family, I create a logo, invitation, stationery. This is how it's going to look. And Pelamina, my thing is I just don't design on my own. I involve my client. So it's very easy.
Stage design one by one.
I want you to be part of. I don't want to surprise you when I get there and you're like, let's turn the station, let's turn the flower. You know,
step by step.
Yeah, step by step. So, but you gotta make peace. You know, God always provides. You always say, okay, I lost this client, but you know, figure a better client. So in business, you take knocks. You just have to be okay with it.
Concept event planner.
Yes, it happens because nowadays, yes, we share things on social media. We share pictures, videos, and people take exactly what you've done and they recreate it.
Ngitsuyiphindile Londiwe noma urepostile lezi ithombe because usiphe wayishayile ke lezi ithombe zaziplan ngithe athi ngithula ngendawo.
Yeah, actually same circle created bonke baba nama event but baphinda one and the same thing.
Oh, should babe ncane kakhulu umsebenzi.
Yes.
But is that not a compliment?
Nami, I always, you know, in life you choose ukuthi into uzoyibuka kanjani. So I take it I inspired everyone else who attended the event.
When you started eThekwini khona babekhona already noma?
Yes. So when I started, I was just doing government. Government is very easy. Ufaka itende, ufaka isihlalo, ubheke phambili, thola imali yakho. So when I entered the industry, there were people, you know, Siswelile, who had been in the industry for a longer time, but I've never copied their work. I've used them as an inspiration because they do catering.
Inspiration and the benchmark.
Yes, but I never ever want to copy. You know, one thing I've told myself, be inspired, but don't copy.
Yeah.
What you guys are doing here, I'm sure you found inspiration
but
somewhere.
But
I would rather say I'm going to change it and make it look similar.
Okay.
So look, the colors, the flowers, you know, because now you don't want to be a replica. And and I always try with that's why I don't like to stick more to wedding. I like to do events because I like to design, I like to be creative. Like when you do different events, like a graduation party, one time, I'm not just a wedding planner. I do weddings, but I'm not just focused on weddings because it's one and the same thing.
Yeah, my weddings. Ngathi kumele kube khona lezi embala ezimhlophe uzibeke ngendlela edifferent nehlalo.
Siyabonga. So when I do events, I do a 16th birthday party, kube bash.
Yeah.
You know, get a different look. Go for membeso, different look, go for a wedding. So that's why I call myself as an event designer and an event planner, because I'm not a wedding planner.
Do you also take your inspiration from or Instagram or TikTok?
I use a lot of
because I'm going to repost something blind.
Yes, I've got a lot of people that I follow that are doing great work. Yeah. You can never say you're the best. Yeah. There's always someone better than you. But I also follow a lot of international planners because they do amazing work. Yeah. And then I learn from them.
Njani even planning yashawe Nyoka noma?
Cool. Yeah, cool. But you know, ikona kakhulu towards government. You know, Lana is just for you to be able to run your business, for you to be able to peel, but
sustain it.
Yeah, but government, you know, even to bungayenza ngo
asingabusayibali mna imali asingabusayibali ngoba
something like that. Yeah, but government pays a lot of money.
Yeah.
But would you ever have or consider doing mhlambe a Londy Mazwide chair? Mhlambe une-furniture yakho, you could buy it at home, or besifuna ukuyithenga la kwi-podcast isifaka kune-couch nje yakho, or a stool or a bar stool, because you're blinding events and what. But would you ever create a couch?
Okay, so for me, I don't want to be in manufacturing but I want to own an event place, like a wedding, like I buy a farm and change it into a wedding venue. That's
Would you
my
collaborate
focus.
though with a manufacturer
I would.
like a Londy X Mazwide X something? No,
I do have element interiors.
No, that'll be dope.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. What's elements exterior?
Interiors. So I wanted to start an interior. So I come to your home, I design, because deco is not, I always say deco is like an interior. It's about just making sure that this furniture works with this flower works with that. So when you pay attention to detail, so it's all about the detail, basically. So yes, interior, I would partner with someone, but I'm not too focused on that. My focus is on events.
And going back to the finisher, as how Nkanyezi was saying, like your ones are event like how do you do it when it comes to finisher? Do you buy stuff or like you own stuff or you sometimes hire stuff?
Okay, with events, furniture is a big problem. When I started the business, I used to buy things from China, but as time goes on, I was like, no, mate. Maintenance, warehousing is quite a lot of money. Rather, I just hire. So I've got furniture companies that I work with that I just hire. Some of the things I do keep within myself and my business, but most of the things I hire because people come with different visions all the time and things get out of, like the Tiffany chair that we used to use before, we no longer want it now. So things change and trends change all the time.
How do you try to keep up with the trends in Jebizinto?
Yeah, for me, I said before, I follow a lot of international event planners.
Yeah.
So I get to see the concept before it comes to South Africa.
Because
I remember there was a concept that was trending this year, a Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
I had done it 2 years before because I'm always ahead because I always see what's coming, what's the next trend. I follow on Pinterest. You actually get to see everyone when they're done with an event, they post on Pinterest. So you actually get to say, okay, this is the new trend. These are the new colors. If you combine this and this, it works.
I'm up on my country blind. We
Okay, for me, where the Kardashians are, because they are always ahead of the game. They're always hosting parties. So that event planner, they're very good.
No, le country. Le angazi noma inamandiya noma yini. I'm not sure noma it's Bali or what. But bashaya nje enye setup. Wabona ubabali.
Even Dubai does. You know what? It's all about the budgets.
Okay.
Where there's money, Dubai, people are rich. So when they have events, they have all the money. Like the flowers are hanging, Bali, yes, it's international people who come to get married there. Then obviously things are cheaper because it's in Bali. So if you're moving from South Africa to get married in Bali, you are saving money. It's just the travel fees.
Umuntu engambone yakhona ngangithi mhlawumbe eyoshadela khona. Hey, asidlule kodwa.
Yeah. No, it's not. South Africa, you got to understand, I was doing an event in Joburg with someone from Ghana. We had collaborated. And he was complaining about everything, about the chair, it's expensive. But the same money when you pay. Yeah. Ghana, deco is cheap in Ghana. Nigeria, people have money there. You understand? So things here are expensive. That's the difference. Exactly. Whereas in Ghana, things are actually cheaper than here in South Africa. So we really need to understand because we are living in a first world country in Africa.
eThekwini le field le deco kanye event planning ungaba rate mhlambe kwesiphi nje i level abantu abayenzayo kanye nama client ay requestayo like ukubona ukuthi okay kushuthi abantu nje ababethanda ukwenza izinto nje that means kushuthi bayayibona okanye bakayi understand bayayenza nje ngoba bayibonile yenziwe.
Okay, la eThekwini i-trend yala people they do events because
oh yeah,
but the spending power is not as good as Johannesburg. People in Johannesburg are more clued up. So if I have an event and I host 50 people and I've got 50,000, Joburg person would spend 150 on the same thing. Yeah. So abantu baseGoli bahlakaniphile in terms of spending power. They get paid better than here. So you need to understand the event ozoyenza la eThekwini nozoyenza eGoli ngeke ifane in terms of money.
Wena uthanda ukusebenza kuphi?
I'm quite comfortable at home. I love it here. Honestly.
Exactly.
I have worked in Johannesburg and I can tell you.
Because of your weather, no man. Does it play? Iyayenza imehluko. Iweather
Yazi
mayipeta when it
No,
comes to the industry.
weather here, obviously. Here it's always humid and hot. There it's cold. So, uma wenza i-event yaseGoli fanele ukucabanga ngamakhaza. Ebusuku fanele ucela ama-heat. Fanele kwenze shows khona ama-heat. Lana koze kuse stance. It's not much of a
Kumele
problem.
ugade nje ilanga ukuthi ungashayile impahla
Yes.
evuleke kakhulu.
Yeah. You know the marquee, the clear marquee I did the other time.
Yeah.
People didn't know ukuthi that marquee you can actually put it during the day. During sunlight.
Serious?
Yeah. People think nje that marquee will destroy everything, but you need to be aware and you need to do research. So I did draping in pieces and pieces and pieces. So we still get sunlight, but not the clear.
Oh, ingasasiba clear
Khanya, yeah.
But ibayinhle mayikhanya yonke.
Ebusuku.
But it's a nightmare for us as photographers ebusuku. Ekhona event engaheka ngishootha wena lendi. Ngafike mina hayi ngasho ngathi hayi ngizoyidalela ke la. Ha kwabamnyama we.
But that should be fun because the lighting.
No, i-light esisebenzisa kuma event. Yabona le light enkulu. Khona i-light enkulu esijwayele ukuzula nayo. Le asithandi kuyisebenzisa. Oh mina angithandi kuyisebenzisa because iya distract. So kungcono uma ngifake i-flash and i-flash uma uyifaka ibounce ku ceiling emhlophe kangcono. Yabo uma ufika endaweni ne ceiling emhlophe as i-photograph ucovered. Yabo? Then uyakwazi ukumove around without distracting abanye abantu. Leyana ka ayayibounce phela. Because light shoots through.
I thought that would look nicer.
I mean, because the light is coming through. But kwaqala kwabamnyama usurelaya kule light yakho kumele usebenzise lenkulu and iyaphazamisa. Yabo, and especially if
so what
event
did you end up doing?
Ngenza iplan engalwa. Sometimes siyalwa yazi ningaboni ukuthi yaliwe. Sometimes siyalwa mnafu uphume ku event ubone ukuthi I know hayi ngishayile but kodwa it was a battle because vele ke when I work I do not approach umsebenzi as if ngiyayazi lento engizoyenza ngiblind kulento engiyenza no. Kumele ngi-anticipate ukuthi khona inkinga ezoba khona. Imapha ama-challenges so that I can be ready to solve them because mawuya ngengqondo ukuthi hayi Nkanyezi mina uzophuma fast egamini. So nje sokuqala isombiso sokutshela ukuthi okay ushuthe ubone ukuthi uyakhanya lona but le khoneni especially event umigcwele abantu kumnyama. Yabo so ukuthi ne light yakhona yenze ukuthi nje be ambiance ibe idime wow.
And sinasicabanga ukuthi makhona amakhandlela nama-lights hayi
but I think kodwa ukuthi phela angazi but I'm sure kodwa indaba yama-event isazo evolve to la kuzogcina khona kwamanye ama-plan event kube khona ne-photograph yenza ama-suggestion not ukuthi igcine isi-deliver ithombe eyibhedayo due to ama-situation ebengaba preventiwe ekuqaleni.
So your suggestion ukuthi fanele sihambe nawe from the planning, is that what you are saying?
No, sometimes if not ukuthi sometimes kwamanye ama-event ne kuyenziwa ukuthi photography khona ku-planning stage. Not really, not the whole process, but ube ne-meeting yakhe specific ukuthi okay, this is our setup, this is what we're going to do, what do you need, how do you want this to be set up? Yabona kufana kwi-Hallis and other big events kwenziwa kanjalo. We are busy meeting with okay, this is the deco setup esihamba nayo nanzi lights izobe kanje nakanje nakanje so yinobona ngathi singayishintsha yinoyidingayo then you put your input clear ke lapho hayi lapho kuyoshaya into e1 into eclean etool because yabona in as much as mhlambe let's say let me make an example ideco yenza ibe fence and then phakathi nendawo kubeka iboard emhlophe mhlambe nje square esu 1 by 1 meter yabo sibekwe nje lapha phakathi nendawo photography sezulwini ishaya umakoti ishaya ama-guest yaphenduka nje ngaphansi kwalesi square yabo kuba into kanjani then wonke umuntu uphuma ejabulile. Amanye ama-photographer kuthiwa akakwazi kushutha utho ukuthi umuntu khona iy'thombe zakho ey'bonile bezizinhle but masowubukeza le event hayi akakwazanga because of izinto ey'kanjani.
Okay, we're learning.
Nkanyezi touched on not going to a job thinking Nkanyezi
yeah,
like you do so many jobs and
amazing work Nika, not just
and
any job.
abantu
Vumile
ibhadi and on top of that we just saw now you're a present mother. there's again some hater, but there's people hoping good. I'm next. How do you like deal with that? Like go mama, ngiyothenga supplier, ngiyoqasha itulo, like
it's tough. Angeke ngize ngiqamba amanga, you know. Ama client nawo afika nale ngqondo ukuthi ya sometimes umuntu akuqashe njengakuthandi vele ufuna ukukutraumatize just because ufuna ukuqeda le ngqondo ukuthi ya wena uthu the best. You understand? Yeah, you know, umuntu akukhokhele that money akukhokhele yona but akutraumatize. So we do get such people, but also you need to be humble. For me, it's always there to yazi as much as I ngikwazi umsebenzi wami kodwa at the end of the day lo muntu ungikhokhelile. So kumele ngizehlise all the time. And you've got nothing to lose. Uthola ukuthi nje it's 2 weeks of preparation kube ne event uthathile imali yakho uphume again. But at the end of the day, you know, humanity, I always say ukuthi it goes a long way. You want business yakho ukuthi lo muntu ahambe ekhuluma into positive, not into negative. So you just deliver the job. But then getting to the fact that you're still a mother, sometimes as you go to I should have been spending this time with my kids. You're just going through the worst. With events, there's a lot that happens behind closed doors. Sometimes when you sit and you know, we were just talking about this clear marquee. This clear marquee, you can't put it during a rainy weather. So
no,
you can't. The ama usayila lo uvutana uqini. These are the things people don't know.
So when the
weather is good, yes, like
at least
so these are the things that people don't get to know. If they just want, and also we just always share only the good things about events. We never share behind the scenes and what the challenges that we face. So when people enter this industry, they go through so much. This other lady who was doing my makeup, Nqhome, she entered the industry. She was so excited. Yeah, sengenze deco, you know. She took some of my clients. Yeah, mina sengenze deco, njengenzela umnteni wakacaba ideco. Ngathi, oh, beautiful, well done. You know, months later, I'm like, so how's it going? She's like,
I'm
sticking to my makeup because no ways. There is no ways. Sometimes I do a job and I don't make profits. So these are the things we never talk about. You know, starting a business and running a business are two different things. You gotta stay there for the passion. Sometimes you don't make money, but if you are passionate about something, you wake up the next day and you still do it. So people look at your lifestyle and they think, wow, I want to do this. But are you passionate about it? Because uzohlangana neclient rude.
Yenza kanjani vele umuhlangana neclient rude okanye lelo bokhuluma ngathi because sometimes ukhona umunye umuntu okuqashayo afuna discount abese azokukhomplela ngayo yonke into ekhona.
There was a time I delivered an event. Ngikhala. I was in tears. Remember now I'm crying in front of my staff. They've lost confidence in me. I'm traumatized because this person is making me go through the worst. Not that I've done anything wrong. They're just complicating my life. Now, we agreed to about 300 and kwafika abantu about 600.
I'm telling you.
These things
300 extra, it's not 20 or 10
why
extra. Even not 10
why to make me take longer? But I'm just trying to say, throughout the event, the whole family was traumatizing me. I was crying. My stuff was messed. But you know,
why ngafuni discount methi 300?
Waqalile vele ecela discount before akhokhe ngafuna ukhokhe vet nan. By the time ngideliver vele I'm emotionally wrecked, you know.
Yo.
But on top of that, even when I'm trying to work, babala izinto, babuke quotation. So makubhala 300 plates, bawubala 300 plates, 1 2 3 4 5 6 because now they are gunning for a refund. So some of the events we come back on a Monday, we need to refund people. Because yes, it happens. Man. I promise you, especially the Indian community. They always want a refund. When you're gonna do the event, you must know the plan. Monday was totally email about how unhappy they were and they deserve so much money.
Yes, you touched on staff sako. I don't know if I can say this, but like you hot, ne? No, not in a bad way. Sure. On top of that, you're a woman. So how do you now lead how do you now differentiate it to Londy Mazwide, influencer, what, to I'm now a leader, I need to maintain a team, and on top of that, you're a woman.
Okay. So
That's
as women, we wear different hats. You know, it's very easy. We know how to multitask. That's why women are very good at multitasking. When I get to work, I wear a different hat. I'm a boss. I need to speak to my staff. This is how I speak to them. When I get home, I'm a mother. And I need to be I am.
Angeke phela igama lami nafu ngalithatha
Always
emsebenzini wakhe. Angikukhumbuli. Mhlawumbe bawupost late mase kushubile mase kumele kusetshenzwe ngenkani.
You know, I'm always, with my staff.
Because ufuna izinto zakho zihambe ngale ndlela.
Also, you know what? Today I actually had a meeting with them and I told them, because guys, the life that we live and all the offices we have, the laptops and everything, our life basically ends with my client. Without the clients, we are nothing.
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta remind your staff, because banakho ukuthi ama client emefona hayi ngizoyenza lonto le, at the end of the day the client they sustain us. The car that I drive, the premises I work from, because the same money that they pay me, I'm able to service this business. Without the clients, there's no business. So sometimes you gotta sit down with your staff and remind them ukuthi yonke lento eniyibonayo, it wouldn't be this if it wasn't for the clients. So as much as they can be rude sometimes and difficult, but you always have to be human about it.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. Ngiyazama ukupicture isho sekumele ughost. Ngoba manje abakhulumi kahle neclient.
Yeah. With the industry, you change stuff like this. Namhlanje khona nomusa kusasa, and I've made peace with it. You know why? Because I always say to myself, Bona, they can always pack and leave the vision yaka Andimahle, but mina I can't.
You can't,
You understand?
And then training mama ukuthi kuyangena kuyaphonywa.
Bangena baphuma, you train them. Abanye bangenele vele for the skill.
Oh, ukuthi bazofunda bese bahamba bayozenzela.
I remember in my job at office, I had beautiful girls who were there, but abantu baseGola bafuna ukusebenza. That's the culture of job work.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to find a man who can fund your life.
Yeah.
Working. So eGoli mangila eThekwini bavuka ekseni, good morning group, good morning. Sengathi sibasemsebenzini
kanti basebenzi.
Bayihlalela emakhaya nje baphethe ama laptop abo benza ama quotation. Mangithi basenda ama quotation. So
but fast with response, but
respond,
but the office,
the way the office is run, they're not there. Lapho ngiyarenta 33,000 a month.
Yo.
So staff, you've got to understand ukuthi they come to assist you with the vision, but it's not their vision. Akusiyo only vision yabo. And you must make peace with that. They're gonna pack and leave. Once umuntu esayithole into ayifuna uzothi ngisebenzela uLonda ngiholela 15,000 when nami I can make my own 150 a month. They always look at it like that. But once it's time to make that money, it's difficult.
Bese kuyaqala umuntu complain.
Exactly.
Yo. Then we balance kanjani ki lifestyle nomsebenzi? Personal lifestyle nje nomsebenzi straight.
Yeah. It's hard.
Ngoba phela ngikubona ukuthi uyaphila great. Like outside of work uLondy Mazwide.
Yeah. You got to make a decision, with your life ukuthi yazi I must make myself happy.
Yeah.
I always say you live once. Anything that doesn't make you happy, just get rid of. Be it a relationship, be it friendship. I mean, I'm very quick to say out, because life is too short, and also business stresses you so much that you don't want anything external to stress you more. Mm-hmm. So you gotta make sure that little time that you get, you are happy.
Do you get little time? No, you do. For yourself?
Yeah.
You have to touch 50%.
No, I make time. Whether it's me going to a Thai massage after work or going to have dinner at Signature, you actually have to make time for yourself.
Are you a workaholic?
I am.
But God, I was still look
this coming weekend, lifestyle. We have about 6 events, and I'm going to go to all of them.
But God, I'm sure it's something that you've done before.
Yes. That's why I'm saying it's the passion more than the money. That was what's going to keep you going. Because ma ungenele kwi-industry, ungenele imali, you're going to quit. Yeah. It's been 15 years over. I always say it's been over a decade. I wish sometimes I wake up and I look at my bank balance and it's this big. But it never gets there because you are in the building stage.
Yangena kuyaphuma.
Yangena iyaphuma. I always say ukuthi mina ngisebenzela abantu because it's my suppliers, my employees, everyone else is happy, but you're the last person to make yourself happy.
Do you think kuzofikela la ku stage la mhlawumbe usu upscale khona usungadingeki nokudingeka kuma event okanye officeini?
Unfortunately, this business is more, they put the face to the brand.
Who's they?
My clients.
Yeah.
So awufuni ukuthi kube khona umuntu one-event athi mina wangibukela phansi akazange azafike kweyami event.
Okay.
So you gotta make a decision ukuthi yazini mina business yami I'm going to be the face of it because people buy into you more than the business. The business is just.
Do you think that's a good thing?
That's why I'm trying to go with this, ne?
It's not a good thing.
Do you also think naming it, I know Andimahle,
Yeah.
Londy Mazwide plays a big factor
Yes.
in naming it that?
Yes, because those are my kids.
Imagi mna. Okay.
Mbiza ngobani?
Yabo mna. Nick.
Oh,
Sengisholo ukuthi yabona lento upscaler because yabo umuntu we are in the building stage for 15 years. Yo. It's like it should operate kanjalo maybe even for the next 5 years. Yabo. And then mangiyibuka yangisabisa. Because how do we then get to a stage whereby also multiplier khona ne office PE kanye Eastern Cape somewhere seGoli seMpumalanga liseThekwini if you're going to be the face because ngokwami yabo nje ngikubuza lo mbuzo it's a challenge engibhekana nayo nami because I'm trying to
when you're sending stuff people start to complain.
Yes, because I'm trying very hard to remove myself from being unkanyezi osemehlweni abantu so that mase sine media house awusangibuza indaba ukuthi why ungafikanga umsebenzi udeliver angithi they were on time but deliver Tom if besidingeka immediately bakwazi ukukusendela zona immediately ayikho into okwazi ukucomplaina ngayo then where do we get to a stage la wenza sure ukuthi stuff sakho straight you remove yourself.
Okay, for me I always say to myself ukuthi it's hard as much as we want to do that nami trust me I want ukuthi nginilanga kube nama event ngingabibikho.
Yeah.
Or I'm traveling, and I'm not there, people trust me. But you need to understand, I've been saying to you before, Guti, remember the vision is yours.
Yeah.
Abasebenzi, they are there to assist you with your vision. You must be very clear with that. So, unfortunately, that works for certain types of businesses. If you own a garage, we don't expect to see your face. Once in a while, we want to see how that's the owner. Actually, that's the owner of the Caltex garage. But with us, remember, Tina, we are in the service. Service. We are servicing people. So it gets very difficult for us to remove ourselves totally from the brand. Mina, before umuntu afike kwi Andimahle, uzakmin. That's why you see on social media, I've got more following than my business. We're sitting at 247 for a personal. Andimahle is sitting at 33, which means people get attached to me as a person. So they look at my lifestyle, they look at how I carry myself. I'm the face of Andimahle.
Yeah.
Now, something happens to me, I die.
God forbid.
I want my kids to take over the business. So when they say we took over our mom's business, there's a history, I understand. But I can't just put a stranger who would not even understand why is this business called Andimahle? Vele yena akana attachment, we brand.
Yeah.
Tina, we are there. So when you're saying we are delivering a service, we are delivering ubuso bankanyezi. Once kwafika unkanyezi nje, hayi ke ngizothola isithombe esihle.
Yeah.
But most tumela Menzi.
Yeah.
It's like
ngiyayizwa le mna yazi ngiyibone yazi ngiyayizwa ngiyayibona ngiya-experience but ukhiye ukuthi ama companies ethu asikwazi kwa ukuthi we've also had this conversation here namajid ukuthi and then ingaka belungu bezosipitha because zonke izinto zabo mabezenza ubamba igama le company ukuthi ubani only the few abazokwazi ukuthi ubani behind that business because leyo nto esenzeka even nakuma restaurant
yes
Old Town Italia uyilapha ngoba wazi umlungu wakhona. No, uya because mhlamba ne-service. E-9th Avenue umazi. But on-30 kumele uye because wazi undu. Ezayi kumele uye because wazi wish kumele uye ngoba
kade ngise brown sugar namhlanje
ngoba nakwazi utata.
Ngamfika futhi ngambuza I asked him what are you doing here and he's like yeah now mawusuka la ngisiya ka Andimahle and I'm like no but you shouldn't be akumele sikubone
angizile but inkinga ukuthi ama-business ethanjani
akapheki uchef ukhona udada is not going to make a certain stake you get it
most people they go there because bazi udada not brown sugar they go to on-30 because bazi undu yes so lento yenzeka across wonke la khona udaki i-afrotainment uzobhukha because kwazi utira ukuthi mapha ama-artist amanye akhona no just because siyazi ukuthi umakoya.
Yeah, true. I hear you.
Then
Mina when I'm not there,
I'm
a complain. Noma uzozwa nje word of mouth wrong ukuthi ay mina samkhokhela but akaza ngazafiki wathumela abantu.
But I think that's the price you have to pay for the growth of your business.
I did.
We had the same conversation at Jens earlier where we were speaking how do you take yourself out your business? Because the guy was saying hey mina ngadeliver personal kusibanibani and then bangibhala ku social media ukuthi oh ngoba uLondi uyamdelivela oh but bekuyimina uthumela udrive
yabona
people must understand that now I've got processes maybe ukuthi I bese ngiyadelivela manje
and the business will grow their business as well.
I think that's where we need to roll the dice I think that's where I think kune stage la uvela ufike khona uthi yazi
remember now all this time I wasn't entertaining the brand because I didn't know who's behind it. But now I'm going to tell my office because no more ningasa order because we normally order from the other company. Now because now I know what's classic water.
But njengoba ngisho ukuthi mfethu we need like fanele yabona impahla fanele siphume ngempahla ukuthi lo munye uzothini
nika
as long as the service yami
I think nika sacrifice ila ilele khona ukuthi ufika kwi stage la uthi yabona ke manje ngiyazikhipha straight ebusinessini
ongenayo uyangena mfethu for you is not
at least at this point you've built a reputation and you've built a name so manje once waqhubeka la beyond the 5 years wazibambela awuzozibambela kuyoze kuyoshona
but I think ile process
you mean when I'll never go to Greece for a holiday
yes
exactly
because uyadingakala
but you don't wake up in the morning and say Nkanyezi uyalokhoza for a good 2 years if it's 2023 now
let me just say mase sengifike ku 20 I'm going to be like I'm handing over the business
but
a board of directors for my business now I'm no longer the one taking decisions clearly board decide.
But you know what when you hit 20 you're going to do that but at 15 you start preparing for
so that
these 5 years the time you figure same thing no Max
he's handed
for the
over
longest time in business as go to 2020 ngiyaphuma but from 2015 uzindlu la uthi kufike upresident how you this is my daughter president how you now same thing is when a client comes Imina no partner wami you see a familiar face noma ngingekho remember su
Uzindle is doing a great job taking
killing
over
it.
her dad
killing it
also bringing new younger people to your business it also helps you know because we nathi nje ideas you know with ideas sometimes you get to a point where you're like as in I do not know what to do now I need this business to take a different direction but what do I do now, this is when you start to employ younger people who are coming with new ideas because they're coming from school direct and they're still fresh.
And I think with everything with business, it's actually sad. People will always say, hey, I want to see you grow, fully business is cool, whatsoever, you know. And you know, the time you start implementing systems for growth and they change.
They're not ready.
But Londi and they start saying you are changing, but they always saying they want to see you grow, and it's so sad. The minute you as a brand you start growing, unfortunately you sometimes lose.
There are people who are not going to be happy.
Yes.
You know, I like the collaboration between Nkanyezi and Nospe. I always say, in my industry, it's hard to get people like that.
Yeah.
Whom you're going to take under your wing and show them what to do. You know. I know I started booking Nkanyezi, but one day he said to me, I'm not available, but I'm going to bring Siphe. And I must be honest, the first time you said it, I was uncomfortable because how? Who's
Why,
Siphe?
man? Why was
nalofana
this
lo bazomletha yabona nje
Ngathi usondeka shembe.
yabona nakushembe manje yabona nje
Wasengilethe ushembe manje.
Shembe.
You know, and it took time for him to prove himself to me. You know, but I
you
must
have
say,
to force. It's something that you have to
yes,
force.
change is good.
Yeah.
It's just that we are not ready for change.
Uncomfortable,
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. So when then Siphe, I saw this guy, he behaves exactly like Nkanyezi, professional. If he's gonna be late, he lets me know, he'll call me. But I don't remember even Siphe by late, you know. But I'm just saying, Uguti, I like that he learned from Nkanyezi and replicated or did exactly what Nkanyezi was doing.
I think again I got the patience because good.
It was also comfortable for Nkanyezi to say, I'm going to send Siphe. You understand? Because he never had complaints. You know?
Yeah.
So you need to actually get someone who's got the very same vision as yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Because in taxis ukuthi ngithi hayi ngizothumela umuntu if
I figure 3 hours late.
If akakuthatha serious,
you know,
nomsebenzi akawuthatha serious kuba nzima.
And actually that event we did in Balito.
Yeah.
This is when I actually realized what Haibo campus pay ufundiswe Nkanyezi because the pictures were so perfect.
I don't know who's pay on a degree. No one ngakhohlwa.
You know, but I was impressed. I must say, you know, well done, Nkanyezi, for that, because it's very hard to.
But the credit goes to him.
No, to you.
Yeah.
To you, I'm saying it goes to you because for the willingness to take him under your wing. It's not easy. When we get into industries, we want to own, to be the best. Nkanyezi
We
is the
monopolize.
best. Yeah. Open the industry. Go to bed knowing very well that I've changed other people's lives. Mina, I go to bed knowing there's so many families that I feed. And that gives me fulfillment. I might not have 20 million in my bank account, but
at least
changing people's lives, knowing that there's a family and there's a family that has bread through me. That is a blessing on its own. So well done to you, but also well done to him for taking the skill and running with it.
And he's making me proud every time.
Well done, guys.
Every time.
Well done.
Every
That's
time.
business.
Yeah.
Business is not about hogging things and hogging clients.
Ube no more.
Nami, I wish I had people in the industry who I'm saying, okay, I'm not available, but there's someone. No, you do that, and that person goes and bad mouths you. The client never comes back to me.
Client.
That's it. With our industry, it's like that. Whereas you can just take the job, close your mouth, take the money, and just don't bad mouth me. There's no need for that.
Yeah, I think enye into abanye abantu bahluleka lapho ukuthi akakwazi ukwenza umsebenzi akhumbule ukuthi abantu bangila
You represent uluntu.
yeah, but kodwa ngizokwenza umsebenzi wami. I'm making sure ukuthi nami igama lami li clean but.
Angikhumbuli mina sino Siphesihle athi Nkanyezi uyabheda lana la. We've never had with guys it's very easy. With women it's toxic.
Mina kukhulume kabi ukuze inyuke yena.
Yeah, there's no need.
Kwi-stuff sakho mina wenza kanjani? Like I'm sure mhlambe khona abantu akwasebenza nabo isikhathi eside kwi-stuff. Do you go mhlambe uzucheck ukuthi basuka kuma environments akanjani noba kuphelele officeini?
Okay, I must say people they need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Mentally people are struggling.
Yeah.
Also, Mina, for me, I teach you the culture yaga Andimahle. Like small things, we greet. We say thank you. So when you employ people, sometimes they don't even know how to say thank you. So you then actually become a mother. Because some people are coming from broken families. So yes, so I've built a culture because we wake up in the morning, even if I'm not in the office, WhatsApp group waits, we say good morning, good morning, good morning. We know you're okay. You travel, you're taking a taxi from home, you're coming to work. That good morning, it gives me reassurance with how even if I'm not there. Any group. So WhatsApp group, it's culture for every business.
Good morning,
apart from the business, Londy phuma kulephi ngifike kanjani ufika la iyona into engifuna ukuyenza lena. Sometimes we forget to look back and say damn.
I come so far.
Yeah, come so far because you're so stressed up about the next job, next job, forgetting what's this next job. 3 years ago, I wanted it. 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, I couldn't even get the next job.
Yeah.
Like ulondo khule kanjani, what even inspired or lama values or what show you man. You didn't get them in business. I'm sure you got them growing up endlini nan.
Okay,
who's
so
that girl? Maybe
I
at
come-
16.
Okay, so my grandfather was a businessman, prominent businessman. He had itolo, Kamuga from Imandeni, just up from north of KwaZulu-Natal. From a very small community called Mandeni, Gachepisi. Second to last daughter of my mom and my dad. I come from a very loving family. I've got siblings older than me, yeah. But I ended up being the breadwinner. I don't know how. But also I went to the UK, so I finished my studies. I studied at DUT doing marketing, management, and then once I was done, I was like,
Wait, at DUT?
Yes, it was still called Natal Tech. Yes.
So by Jenny age yako.
Yeah. And then I went to the UK to work for about 4 years. While I was in the UK, I then fell pregnant with my son, Andisi, came back to drop him here with my mom, went back, got pregnant with my daughter, Andimahle. Then I was like, I'm coming back home for good. And then I came back here, joined Department of Agriculture, worked there as a PA for procurement manager. Then I realized
Procurement manager again in law. Occupy my tent.
So
Hey,
njengoba uthi wabuya ingane nje ulokhu ngane ngale. It's an open space.
Yeah.
Ukusele yule khuzana.
Yeah.
passport
My high school boyfriend.
passport above.
Nice.
They have, my kids have, because they were born there.
One you.
Yeah.
Hey, by
Serious? The as dig visa. That's good.
About umulaine. They will assume
About dig visa no.
But
Why
only
car?
all I say UK.
Wonile nje ufuna ukuhlala lokhu.
To summarize things. Anyway, then I came back and then I worked for Department of Agriculture. So what inspired me to start my business is because I was meeting a lot of people who were in business. Office in bank and about invoice for 1 million. I'm like, at that time I'm earning about 4,000 rand.
Yeah.
I'm traveling from Mhlanga to Pietermaritzburg with that kind of money that I was getting
4,000?
paid. Yes.
But so you niggas would attend the 1.5.
Yes.
Masipala do something, man. You can't.
It happens.
Does
Yeah.
not make sense.
It happens.
Yeah.
So I was like, Nami, I'm starting my own business. Then I opened my business and I started.
But how? You don't wake up and say, I want to open a business. You have to first see a gap.
Yeah,
Like,
so
where's that
this
gap?
other time my boss asked me to coordinate a function for, our section. It was a NDA party. He was like, do it, we don't have much money, but do it. I start hiring things. I start setting up tables. And at the end of the party, people were like, wow, Lord, you know how to put things together. Then I was like, actually, this should be my career. I registered a company because one thing about me, I will move.
Yeah, sure.
Very fast.
Outstanding.
Once someone confirms something, I'm always like, okay, this is a confirmation from God. I then opened my business and I call it Andimahle because my son is Andisi and Amahle, my daughter. Then I register and then that's it. I resigned. My boss was like, are you sure? I'm like, listen, I'm going to start my own business.
Yeah.
He was shocked, actually. And then I came back to the department and I started asking for tenders. So one thing about that I must tell you, you must be able to identify a gap. Just
And
like how
opportunities
Kanyiso
there.
has. Yeah, Kanyiso identified. We all know if you want a photographer in Durban, ukhona uNkanyezi, ukhona uSiphe. So there's always something, you don't actually have to copy other people. Business is a broad thing for us to do. But we always want to do what you are doing.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to do events. There's so much. In the event space, I've identified so many things that we don't have. If I want flooring, I need to go to Joburg to hire flooring. Why can't you start a flooring business and just focus on flooring?
So
You
that's
know
how
how much
equal
money
to
you'd make? Yeah, we don't have. We don't have a flooring company, a proper flooring company. If you guys can put money together and have flooring, do you know how much money you can make?
The ends flooring.
Another thing.
Imake
Uplootion.
kwenziwa flooring awuchaza mhlawumbe soba
So when you have an event, you put a tent, but you want something like this on the floor. That's the gap. There's another gap. Toilets. Toilets are so much in demand. If you have toilets, you are sorted. So I'm just trying to say.
Le mpahle nanishisela eyaphinduka isikotshi ayizoba ama-toilet. Database yaDimahle nama-toilet.
Yeah, you know, I promise you, I actually have to go and look for things in Johannesburg. I'm a couch, la wengasebenza sama event. I get them from Joburg. Because there's no one that's willing to get into that space.
I think
so within the events industry, there's so much that can be done. It's just that everyone wants to do an event.
Mna mfisa siqashisa ngama-toilet awuthuke la ekhaya kusukela next month please. Sokusendela i-design yawo soon. No, so kunikeza nje 10% less than what you
wena uzosinika i-quote last time.
Nika sinikeza nje 10%, 10% no 10.
Guys, there's so much in
Sine
the
contract
industry.
2 years lapho ukuthi asishintshele ma-rate nje 10% less ziyaya phambili.
But yazi Londy with when personally and the brand nani it's a thing yokuthi I think njengoba sihleli nawe sikhuluma now I think abanye abantu bebetshela ukuthi nje uLondy probably because you know how the society is now ukuthi people would just look at your Instagram page and think she's being funded by someone not knowing ukuthi like how you say ukuthi how you started. Yeah, but do you ever get that people mhlambe abantu bekhuluma bethi uLondy this mhlambe probably you're being funded by someone
Yes.
and how do you handle those type of things?
Okay, I must say, I'm not gonna lie. There are fundings that are available, and I take advantage. If I see a certain funding that's advertised, Uvula Fund or whatever, I put through an application and I do it, you know.
Essentially, as in like funding, like from a man or something like that.
Oh,
yes, not that.
Oh my God.
No, ngisho wena. Sebenzela amandla akhe ngiyawazi.
Social media. Yeah, they do, and it's fine. You know, I always say I'd love to have a blesser.
No man,
Oh man, I feel. Yeah, one of my guys to connect yama blesser.
But angiboni ngakhona kodwa. I doubt.
Listen, you know what?
Ukuzela kanje usebenza kanje ngeke uzulunge.
Kumnandi ukuspoilwa. You know,
but ngeke uzulunge kodwa mnami.
Hey,
ngoba phela mina mangikupoiler
hey kodwa mina ngayihlonipha indoda engiphi imali.
Phela mina inkinga yazi nenginothisa ngamajitane imali. Mhlambe phela angazi ngibe naye nami inyuka. Bayayithanda umuntu o-dependent, not umuntu independent. So if wena ukwazi ukuhamba uyishayela imillion uphinde ubuye kanye uyishayela u20 30 hayi mfethu uzokwazi nokumphikisa phela wena.
You know what? It's a very, very big struggle because at the end of the day, once I know how to look after myself, mina kuwena ngifuna uthando. And maybe to be spoiled here and there, but I'm not dependent. Angikwazi ukucela ke nje futhi nasendodeni. You know, I don't know because I think mangifuna ukuyokwenza ikhanda manje noma sekufuna ukuthi ngifuna ukuthenga isikhwama manje fanele ngize ngifone and then uzuyifake mhlambe after a week. For me, yeah, it's a turn off and maybe ngizogcina ngingakuthandi ngendlela fanele ngikuthande ngayo. But I believe mina uthando is a two-way process.
Yeah.
You know,
so shoot nje manje kumele nje ngisendi i-wallet entombini yami noma
yeah, I mean, should look after you.
No, Londy, before ungazuphume nje lapha ngifuna silungise utshela nama girls ukuthi uthando is a two-way what
it's a two-way process.
The statement esodwa manje usufuna indoda ikuspoil kuthengisa isikhwama no but chaza ukuthi nje uthi two-way uchaza ukuthi
bachazele nabathando nokuhlonipha nokusubmit ama uthi awuyilapho ngizohlala ngoba
phela uchaza naye ukuthi naye befuna into ukuthi uyakwazi support.
Yeah, I mean, I would look after you. I'll cook for you. Yes. I'm a wife if I have to. But also, I expect my men to behave a certain way. I love to be respected. ngeke ngikwazi ukujoyina nomuntu olala netheku lonke. Unfortunately, mina that is a turn off.
Yeah, ne.
Kanga but
Theke elincane.
Ayi,
Usho
bo.
ukuthi
Kunabantu
akanye.
abanje ngonkanyezi nje
No.
abahloniphisayo.
Like
He's a
I've
very
accepted.
good
I think I've made peace with the fact that ayikho indoda ekuzoba yakho wedwa. You know, there's a lady eyathi ku TikTok, mana ayikho indoda ezothanda wena wedwa. And it's the truth.
Make ngeke le ngathi dinga very careful then ikhona intombazane ezokwazi ukuthanda wena wedwa.
Yeah, women.
Hayi
We are
Londi,
Come
besahamba
on.
kahle yazi.
Please.
Nami ngikho
Don't do-
ngizama
please.
nika ingakho ngithemba start any break
Abantu basihlela
isihlale.
sonke sinenhliziyo
angikhulumi ngama-hookup, ngikhuluma ngama-relationships.
Shayekile.
Hayi mfethu.
It's possible for a woman to love one man.
Again,
Noma
we
singena
had this
ntombazane nje la.
conversation ukuthi just phuma khona ukuthi yabo la way out.
Ngiyethekile?
Siphuma kude kakhulu. Abantu basihlela sonke siyaba nje.
Slimane.
We are broken.
Mfethu.
Babhizi.
Batla ukuhurda.
Yeah.
After podcast bano 30 minutes.
You know what? I had a conversation with like my friend's son. Ufunde varsity. Uthi sisi, it's so difficult because le ngane zibhekwa amadoda nemali. For us, thina fanele sibuke, we're no longer looking live varsity because they're no longer willing.
No,
we're
you
no longer the
can't.
target market.
Also Lon
Nebekwazi ukujola nathi because there's a pool of men with money.
yabona also
I feel like also money has made it. Mina, when I fell in love with my husband, my former husband, it was purely love.
Ngiyayincangela athi.
Yeah, I did.
Nami ngiyayincangela athi umoya wayo nje.
Yeah. You know, it was purely love. And, you know, it had nothing to do with money.
Ngangincanyana noba
Yeah,
Yo.
it had nothing to do with money. We fell in love with mina. Let me speak for myself. Maybe yena, you know, because mina vele ngifice sengi-established.
Yeah.
But not as women. Do you know ukuthi we are very careful of men because some will love you for what you have, not for who you are. So nani, what you're experiencing, not your experience. You understand? So once you have a little bit of success, you always have to worry who comes. Even in the tekthanda ngempela, you are worried because you just like.
Uzele mina noma uzele lento la.
but also going to that conversation you had with your friend's son. I also want you to understand the role that women like you play. Ne, like you tripped out.
Influencing the
Yes.
culture.
Influencing the kids.
Especially,
in the kid. And I think it's nice having you here because you can now also paint a picture to some of the girls who would say, maybe you don't need a man, but you should. Because looking at you now, you're tripping. Baby, nice bag, nice car.
It drip
Smell good,
understatement.
you smell divine.
Ngishibhekile nje bangena la.
Please,
But,
man,
like-
please, ungibona nje ngicishe ngikhwinize.
But
No, gqoke kahle
But
mna. That's what we're trying to say.
Thank you.
Nje, ghost. But and then women will look at you and say, I want to be like her. Yeah, so you also now play a role in that. But it's also very important. That's why it's nice to have a conversation like this. You work for your yes,
And igne receipt again because
yes, not a lot of girls will say I nami ngizosebenza, but khona la zolalela asho ukuthi ayifethu ayinami uthi ngisebenze ngibe nento zami. And I think it's important for women like you who are at the top to preach and empower ukuthi iba nezinto zakho.
You know, it's highly possible. There's this girl who dated my husband, and I remember I went to her apartment. Mangifika impilo ayiphila on social media ifani nala hlala khona. So what I said to her, I said,
apartment
no, we just had a very no, no, but you know what? What I'm trying to say is, I inspired her. I said to her, "Lendo doichesai, izokunika isikhwama." But do you know, Gutwena, you can give yourself a very good life. And actually, she is giving herself a good life now. But these girls don't know what they are capable of. So look at someone na 200 followers. We are and that's money. Followers are money. Once you start opening a business, you start to see numbers with Haibo. These people, you understand? So it's really, really possible. What we are doing is not impossible. It's possible to have your own money. It's possible to be a boss lady. But also it requires a certain level of maturity, a certain level of sacrifice. I would love to be out there on a Friday clubbing, but the vision of my business doesn't allow me. Driving Midlands.
What's your biggest sacrifice?
Preach. I'll preach.
To
Please
date.
preach.
What's your biggest sacrifice to date?
Well, I wish.
Okay.
I know you're asking for a sacrifice. For me, it's coming home to my family. For me, it fulfills me. And also, I always feel like whatever that I do out there, I'm inspiring my kids. So sacrificing today's fun for tomorrow's success. For me, it's always about, can I do something that's going to make me better? Whatever I'm doing now, it's an investment for my future. And also just to live a clean life. There's nothing fulfilling than going to bed, knowing you are in the right space. You've done your best. I always say, even when you get into a relationship, do your best. What the other person does, it has nothing to do with you. Also, when you try to love, don't love someone half, because you'll always think, maybe I should have. When you know you've given your best, in your business, in your love life, just do your best.
Sorry now. That's what I always say. Yazi khona abantu bengiqeda kubatshela nje recently ukuthi mfethu, yabo when you do something, do it ngendlela obona ngazo. Siyabona ngokokwami, this is my best. So that noma ngathiwa ayisenzeki leyo nto noma ngathi iyafaila, you can easily make peace. Ungathi as if maybe bengenze kanje.
Nani nje ngiyaniza ukuthi othandweni you no longer want to try. Mina, I've been married twice. But I still believe in love.
Number 3 now.
Ngisazoshada. But you know what? I always say when I go to bed, I'm always like, Londy, you did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You can't stay in a marriage that doesn't serve you.
But does it feel lonely sometimes?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, my son is very attached to me because we spend a lot of time together. But,
And
I would rather be on my own than to be with someone who's wrong for me.
Yeah.
You get it?
I'd rather be alone.
Love me for me.
So, when there's smoke in the relationship, because but you keep ignoring the red flags.
Ingane zakho yazi khona into engihalile ukuyi-understand since ukhuluma ngokubambana. Do you think are you close okanye senikwazi ukuba abangani ney'ngane zakho?
Very best.
Because ngeke ngakubona uhamba Nqhome
Yeah.
Niyaxoxa
My kids,
openly.
yes. Even when I want to date, I'm like, my son, he's like, oh yeah, go date. We want to see you happy. Remember, Pela, at the end of the day, your
But
kids...
I got ngcono because useseya high school.
Yeah, the reason I got my kids when I was very young. So we actually growing up together. They can see me go through challenges, and I'm very open. I'm a very open mom. When I go through challenges, I'm like, this is what I'm going through, and they give me their honest opinion. Yeah, I tell them everything. My son knows everything that happens in my business. He comes from school and he asks me, so what is happening now? No, they've got monthly allowances. So with my kids,
standard.
You are standard. Remember, you don't want to introduce kids to a lifestyle that you can't maintain. Even with clothes, you need to, even if you spoil them with brands now and again, but you don't want them now to subject them to certain brands, and now you mentally disturbing them. You want them to be able to live a balanced life. My kids are, they understand that, because what is happening right now might not happen forever. I might die. Yes, yeah, Lul. I don't have problems with that. Actually, he prefers uput. At my home, we live a very basic life. Because I'm always like, in case anything happens, I want them to be able to live with other people.
Yes.
Yeah, you saw me dragging Unkazi out because I'm the mother. We really need to teach our kids, at the end of the day, what I've made for myself, it does not belong to you. It's mine. You are at liberty because you are my child. Go to and experience this. Because my hard work, they know my hard work. Now, I'm not going to be making them live a life they can't afford. I still need to drive them towards, you need to study, you need to have your own things. As much as I'd buy you a car or an apartment, but when as an individual, what do you have for yourself?
Uzobathengela imoto?
Yeah,
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
After matric noma first year varsity.
first during varsity.
But I mean, I
Yeah,
think
they're
parents
my
should do
kids.
that.
I get that.
No,
I-10. Ungasazothi BMW Mercedes.
Yeah.
Hayi bo
No.
uzohamba
You know,
nge-Joe
I always
again.
believe that basics are very important.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I never got that chance ukuthi ngithole imoto ekhaya. So I'd want to do it for my kids.
Golf one,
I-20 ne?
Mhlawumbe kuzobe oma one series kanje yabo.
So when the time is right.
You
But
spoke
One series,
njengamanje
one
basesama-
series.
series.
You touched on your marriage, ne? Londy, the events, what? Did you get your dream wedding?
Did I?
Get your
Get your
dream
dream wedding. Your wedding was
Yes.
they plan over.
I planned it myself.
Hayi bo kanjani manje uzibambele
Yeah.
awukhitho
I'm very hands-on. Yeah, it's possible for
Apart,
a
I'm
bride.
sure it was stressful.
Yeah, it's very stressful, but yeah, you have to.
Yayenziwe Andimahle.
Keep it in the family.
You can't now go and pay another events company to do it.
Hayi mina ngeke
You know how things
mina
run.
ku-event
Kahle-
yami angeke ngisho.
No,
Ukuthi
kahle
ngishuthe
phela
usibili.
wena Nkanyezi.
Uzonyamalala
Yeah.
kanjani umkhwenyana?
Yeah, yes,
But
yes.
usiphe ngakushuthe.
Yes,
Engage.
no, yes, phela
Mina
yabona
phela I-dues.
in her space,
Yeah.
it's saying when you do your wedding, you're
Yeah.
saying I'm gonna fetch the best. So the moment you're an events planner and you fetch another company, you're pretty much saying they're the
Advertising,
best.
yeah.
Yes,
What
think
about
sure.
advertising?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what we mean, I'm pretty much saying with all the stress, with everything that comes with marriage, I'm still the best and it's shy. So that's a dope. That's a dope.
Okay.
Pinning
Bese
in,
ngingene
Well,
futhi
share
khona
that
la,
bottom showcase, eh?
Angizwa?
Or share that bottom.
Angeke ngathi
Yes.
ubuhlungu kanje.
Yeah.
Emshadweni wethu ubuhlungu kanje red
I
bottom.
phela for pictures.
Why ningabatshela abantu vele ukuthi ave buhlungu ama red bottom njengoba nagqoka ngazo
ubani
izinto
ufuna
e-6
ukubatshela?
into. Hayi batsheleni.
Woyizwela wena. After paying that money.
Ave kubuhlungu yazi
Yeah,
umuntu afike
they're the
nesikhathini
most-
esibizayo asigqoke
They're the
nje.
most painful shoes. But we
Umuntu
still
asigqoke
buy
nje.
them. I have a black, nude,
Yeah, pain is fashion. Pain is fashion.
green.
Nika leya pain leya igqokwa iminute lokuthi ngisuka la ngiyangena. La ngiyakhona bese
Ukushaya.
ngiyasikhumula. No, but indlela
Uyazi.
abasiqoqa ngayo.
Ngeke usigqoke lesa sicathulo ku-7 July.
No, nika sizwana nabantu abayigqokayo so you see
Mhlawumbe
ukuthi
phela
even noma
e-studio yabo
kuthiwa
ukuthi-
Uyasifaka.
Mhlawumbe kwestudio uthi ufikile
Shepard
uzoshutha yabo. Usiyashaya yabo. Uyimagine.
Hayi,
Mhlawumbe phela
Nika,
sazi
no,
usakhula ufuna ukuba yini.
adathi ngizoyithenga yazi indlela abantu even
But the
nabafana
main one is
ba-complain
not-
no ba-complain
Really?
ba-complaina kakhulu ukuthi i-red
Nami
bottom
ngeke ngisize nje
Because-
Hey,
sami.
but mahle.
Yes.
There's one thing you can't take away from it. They're beautiful shoes.
Because I think inking especially lezi ezifomali imaterial yakhona mhlawumbe ayistretch
Oh, yeah.
ivumela unyawo so then that is why iba tight even nasema-outing khona yayikhala nje omunye umngane ethu wathi mayikhala kwathi hayi brazo uyazela veni red bottom
No, ngeke ngibone yami ni CL mfethu eyibuhlungu.
yazi nasivele sathi siyivala ngabanye sebenza ngabanye nam Londy Mazwide thank you so much
Oh, we're done.
uzakhala ukubhodla yini
No.
no
Bored.
ngiyabonga kakhulu ngiyabonga
Thank you for having me.
And I just don't want to say thank you ngalento kuphela even with you giving us chances in business because I remember the first time ukuthiwa Ndwandwe ngitshela ukuthi yazini because phela mina I was introduced to you by Ndwandwe sasiyokwe khona i-event awuyoyenza Ndwandwe wathi uzohamba nami ngiyomenzela izinto zakhe but wathi uzokushuthela and then ngizokushuthela bese akukhombisa iy'thombe and then kancane
Yeah.
saqala
Oh, okay.
and thank you so much for the opportunities and for trusting us because phela mina ngifika kwi-industry ubuvela ublind so even noma bekuthiwa ngiyakushuthela I had to maintain a certain standard noma ngathiwa bengiwunkanyiswa ngazi ukuthi ngiyazazi ukuthi njani ngesomba I had to maintain your standard so that now izinto zakho uma uzideliver kuma-client it still tries to match everything yes and thank you so much thank you for trusting us with that and yazi phela inkinga ngeke zingabikho hlezi back and forth but through and through you've always been there thank you so much
Perfect.
even for today
Siyabonga,
Even though you dropped me sometimes go last minute, but it's fine.
Amnamfela singakhuluma ngane. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you. Yeah. That's great.